Thanks a lot, guys, for joining up for the second meeting we've had this month. Let's see. We had an agenda in place. First of all, we had that Ask Us Anything session. I figure we should get that out of the way now, right? We didn't get that many questions, surprisingly. It seems like a lot of people either missed that thread or the notice, or they just didn't really get it, or I don't know, because a lot of people still posted questions in other parts of the site, but they didn't post it under that topic. Maybe they don't want free stuff. Who knows? I don't know. So I thought we'd give like a giveaway for the holidays to people who actually did ask questions. And that was Mitchell, as well as Medicted60, who we better know as Ted. They both asked some pretty good questions, I believe. Alright, so I'm going to read off the first question. Sound good?
Yep.
Yeah, go for it.
Medicted60 says, I have one problem with the forum software. I am, of course, using Windows 8 Pro and IE 10 in desktop mode. In order to activate the Enter key as a carriage return, I have to use compatibility mode. In another forum, WS Lounge, once I choose compatibility mode, I can use the full what you see is what you get editor mode. When I do so with this forum, the software automatically switches me back to standard editing mode, which is not what I prefer. I assume this has something to do with the software. They use vBulletin version 4.1.4, which in itself is out of date. And that is correct. I cannot see which version of software the Windows 8 forum uses. Am I doing something incorrectly? Can I use the full what you see is what you get editing without using compatibility mode and still get Enter to give me a carriage return? This is a somewhat minor problem, but at the same time it is irritating. Well, this is actually a good question, and I think I can answer it pretty quickly. Yes, vBulletin version 4.2 and even versions higher than version 4.1.4 actually use a new editor, and this is, of course, the CK editor, which a lot of other sites use, and a lot of other, not just forum software, but software in general uses. CK Editor is out of date in vBulletin 4.2. It will be updated in vBulletin 5. In fact, it has been, but vBulletin 5 isn't released yet. And so there are some compatibility problems with the WYSIWYG, or what you see is what you get editing mode, where you actually see what you're typing, and like, if you attach an image, you'll see that image there instead of the bulletin board code.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is a known bug. It's been documented. It has been fixed.
I've mentioned that before, yeah.
Yeah, that is why when you first register and stuff, we have it defaulted where you're not in that full editing mode because of that problem. But until the update is released, there's not much we can do about it while you're in Windows 8. You can use an alternative browser, though. You can still use Chrome and Firefox, and the problem shouldn't be as noticeable. However, I think the problem is mainly in Internet Explorer 10.
Yeah, I never get it in Chrome.
Yeah, could I ask a question? If you're editing, say you're posting something up there and you enter some text, if you're trying to make a gap, a break between the lines to text, you can't do that. And I don't know why that should be using Windows 8 and Internet Explorer.
Oh, you have to change editors, Whoosh.
You have to change back to the standard editor. Yeah, go ahead, Ross, sorry.
No, I was just saying to Whoosh, you just got to change editors, and then you can do it.
Ah, okay.
See, but that's in IE 10. If you use something like Chrome, it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it.
Right, lovely, thanks.
The problem is with IE 10 compatibility, and the software is using an older version of CK Editor. The newer version has a fix for that problem, but the update is not ready yet. In fact, they're on beta 22, version 5 of the software. So the next version of the software will contain significant updates. It will probably be deployed to the Windows 8 site first, and we'll see how that works out because it's quite a different system. In fact, Ross has already seen it, and it's pretty new. So it's a lot of things are unexpected. So there's a lot of new features that'll be good. But yeah, for the most part, the short answer is yes, we're aware of that bug, and you'll just have to wait until vBulletin version 5.
Which hopefully isn't too long from now because that problem's been around for months.
Yeah, and considerably they are on beta 22. I mean, I don't know how many betas they can have, but
yeah.
It's like if they keep going, they might as well just give up. Anyway, all right. So Mitchell asks, and Mitchell is here with us, thankfully. How inviting is the website to the average viewer? The theme in itself is a debatable topic. I've heard comments of how it looks antiquated and that it should be modernized or metrified. I really couldn't agree more. Look at this website, for example, Windows Phone Central Forums. Hold on, please. I am going to that site. Yes, very nice. Not bad looking. Custom icons on each forum, yes. Looks pretty good. They even have a shop for accessories. I don't know if that's part of their site. Yes, it is. Not bad. Their website was recently revamped and now looks very attractive. Bright colors, metro edges, etc. However, I don't necessarily think the theme of the site should currently be top priority. My largest concern, also have heard the same thing from a few others, is the organization of the forums. There's simply too many subforums. I don't think that I personally explored them all, and there's even some that still have no posts. A majority of these could be consolidated. I think it's something that we, as a staff, need to discuss over a meeting. Well, we are in a meeting now, so. I didn't want to bring it up yesterday, as I think it's really something that requires a few hours of work. My thoughts, excellent. Well, I agree. As far as the theme goes, that will definitely change once vBulletin 5 is out. But to change it now is almost like, it would be like a waste. How do I explain? It would be like a waste because the new theme system in vBulletin 5, it's going to be the whole look is totally different.
Right.
So if we update the theme now, it's like we'll put in all this work for no reason whatsoever, and we'll just have to start over again. So I definitely have to wait for vBulletin 5 to come out, and from there we have a groundwork to say, hey, Ross, how do you think this looks? Or, hey, Mitchell, what do you think about that? And then we'll eventually carve it out as we did with the Windows 7 site, which, it has a Windows 7 theme. It looks all right. It's not that bad. People seem to like it. But, I think the Windows 8 site has had some room for improvement here because it just looks like a clone of the Windows 7 site. It's not very, that doesn't seem to appeal to people too much. Doesn't really appeal to me either. It's kind of like the same thing. So I could see how people could get confused by using both sites, and then they're like, well, what is this? I have to sign up again? So, you have to change it, but it will take some time.
Yeah, I could say the Windows 8 support area in the Windows 8 site, it's all sort of jumbled together. There's very close proximity between each title.
Right, and I think we have, like Mitchell said, yes, we have way too many subforms. See, the idea that we had, this is when Randy was with us, we were going to create like this crazy menu system. Like we did have it, if you guys remember, back in the distant past, we had like a menu system coming off the top of the forums and stuff, like a drop down, and we were going to create like this whole thing where you could just sort of pick where you want to go, but it didn't work out that way. There's just too many categories. A lot of them don't make any sense, like the virtualization, that could be posted in the software forum or something. Sound and audio, I'm not sure anyone's even posted in there. Let me just see. Oh, there have been a few posts, but not really. For some reason, it's not catching on.
It's not very inviting. It's the way it's all sort of squashed together, I think.
Yeah, and I think it kind of makes, when I'm viewing the site, it kind of makes things feel segregated to me. Like, I can't just go and look at all the posts that I want. There's just a million subforums I have to click through to get there.
Right. Like, definitely, there's a Windows 8 support forum. That's like the main forum. And someone, I don't know who it was, they convinced me to make that a forum. And then there's Windows 8 RTM support forum. Those two are definitely, they're like the same exact thing. So what is going on there? Thing was, at one point, we had just like a general Windows 8 support forum area. And then we had like, for the release candidates and release previews, we had another forum. So those need to be changed. Yeah, there's a lot that can be consolidated into the same thing. Like, we have a hardware section, but then we have a Windows 8 display and touchscreen section. Like, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
So
even if you just cut it by half, just sort of cut the what's there now, just condense them down, say by half, it would get rid of a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose when people come onto the site, they just don't know. It's not obvious where they've got to go, is it? I suppose.
right, and there's no real, like Woosh said, you see them like as sort of links. They're not really. You don't really know where to go, and it's kind of all just bunched up together in one thing.
It looks like you've just cut corners, rather than laid it out.
Right. Yeah, I definitely think that we need to change that. Just like even Ross said, set a goal, remove half of them, and as they need. Usually, the way that like with the Windows 7 forums, the way we did it was like when the need arose. We would realize, oh, okay, now we need this forum in there. You know what I mean? Like, there would be, if the need arose, we would just add a forum. But right now, we just sort of tried to preempt that, and that didn't work out too well.
Despite the obvious forum, there's going to be like a discussion forum. There's going to be like a BSOD forum. There's going to be like I suppose like a Whoosh type forum type section. Where you anything goes type of thing, and then I don't know, a tech section. How many sections do you need?
Right. Yeah. Even under the PC hardware thing, I don't think you need a category for every possible piece of hardware. Like we have, we have like a subform for processors, one for motherboards, one for the assembly of, it's like,
I suppose in a tech
that's crazy.
Would have, but your for, the forum for
Windows 8 and their related
yeah.
components and stuff, right, and the related hardware and software. So it looks a little bit crazy, and it is. So yeah, I think definitely we need to change, like having a mobile computing section, and then we also have Windows. I think we have a Windows Phone forum at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as well as Microsoft Surface and whatnot.
Right. So, I mean, we can obviously consolidate those without losing any of the posts. Just transfer them over to the right one. And I think when you see the subforums, we can actually make it so it doesn't look like it's a subforum. So it just looks like it's under Windows 8 support or whatever. Like we've done that on the Windows 7 site. I don't know what you guys think about that, but yeah, we should have far few until the need arises. If the need arises and like a whole bunch of people want a power management forum, I don't think people would want that, but it's there.
Yeah, and the eyesight as well, to read some of the below Windows 8 support, they're so small, some of those topics, that you really have to be able to see quite well, see they're there.
Right, and our goal was actually, at the beginning, we were like, well, we have to make this we have to eventually make this look Windows 8-ish, and we have to have sort of like a start screen appeal to it, but as things sort of dragged on, the talk of that sort of froze up because it's very hard to work within the vBulletin theming system to craft that kind of interface. And I know there's one site that has done that, much to my dismay, but they may be, again, the problem with that is always like you're locked into this situation where you can't upgrade the actual forum software, especially when it needs upgrading, like for vulnerabilities and security problems and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if fashions change, they're really stuck there, and they've got a massive task.
Okay, so we have two people who asked questions here, so let's go ahead and see. According to the rules of the contest here, let me just pull them up because even I don't remember what they were. Ask us anything. Yes. I was hoping for more of a response, but someone did say it may be because everything is working well here and there are no further changes to be made. Well, in general, I disagree. Maybe with Windows 8, some may believe that, but for some people, there are serious problems that they're having with the operating system. So I'm surprised no one caught on to this thread, but we didn't really advertise it that much either. And we did give short notice. It's not like we, said, well, you got 2 months to put in your question. All right, so we gave people 7 days, which really is not very long. All right, so these questions were submitted, and even volunteer staff members such as Mitchell can qualify for the award.
Oh, right. I didn't realise we qualified. I didn't think staff were
Yes,
allowed to.
you could have asked a question and yes, received an award.
Oh well.
Anyone could have actually. A special gift when the winner is announced. Yeah. Well, I'd have to say that I don't know if we want to vote on a winner, but I think out of the users, it's possible Medicted60 had the best question about the editor. Although Mitchell had a good question about the look of the site and the number of forums on the site, which is very substantial. However, I don't want to be accused of favoritism.
No, and I don't want any reward at all for that. That was just my thoughts.
So we'll give the reward to Medicted60, but still, just for participating, Mitchell, you were the second person to ask a question, and of course the first few people to ask questions were supposed to receive a holiday reward or award.
I thought you were going to say you're supposed to receive a holiday then. I was going to say, what?
No,
yeah,
we
where's
can't.
I going?
Anyone can just, no, we can't give out that, yeah.
I was going to say, wow, sign me up.
Yeah, we were going to give out, I think it was a free Steam game, a game on Steam that I would gift to the winner. So Medicted60 he will be sent a free game on Steam. I think we may send him.
I don't know how much of a gamer he is.
Well, unfortunately, he'll receive, unless he doesn't want it, he can always opt out.
It might be worth saying, oh, hey, I don't know how far you want to go with this, but it might be worth asking him first, saying, you've won this. Is there anything particular you would like?
Instead, yeah. The thing is, I already have those in stock, sort of. I have a whole bunch of
games. Okay.
But I can still try to wiggle around something there. And as far as the additional, let me just make sure that I have this right so we know that we're giving everyone what we're doing. Yes, lifetime premium supporter designation. And if you live in the United States, you'll receive a free T-shirt. Now, I don't know if he lives in the United States, but I'm pretty sure that he does. Let me just check. Based on my information that I have here. Yes, he's in New York, yeah. Oh, sorry.
What's on the T-shirt, mate?
Yes, we have a number of items on our inventory list here. And if you go to the forum merchandise section under Windows 8 forums, there's actually it's a forum right above the staff forum. The staff forum, of course, being at the end. We have every possible friggin' thing that you can buy, teacups, whatever. Probably send him a Windows 8 T-shirt. Hopefully he'll like that, and have to get his address for that. But so I'll have to contact him. But yeah, I'll give out those rewards, and of course, Mitchell, if you want Start 8, we're going to give that out as well as the surprise Start 8 for Windows 8.
I'm a huge fan of Metro, so I honestly, I don't want anything for this at all.
Wow, okay. Well, thank you, I guess.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and of course I'll contact him and let him know that those options are available to him for asking the question. Unfortunately, those were the only 2 participants in the thread, so whatever. That was the promotion. That's it, I guess.
Oh, you can buy a classic phone as well for $8.99.
I made sure that was definitely in there. I actually wanted to put it as the top item, that, in its own special category, but I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh boy. So yeah, that's about it for that. Yeah, but as far as the meeting goes, no, we had a meeting last week, and it was, for the most part, it was a successful meeting, but unfortunately, we really did get sidetracked by my problems with being able to communicate to everybody else. I mean, I listened to it afterwards, and I was like, oh my goodness, no one could even hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So my responses were kind of, well, they weren't much of a response at all, but I think that Ross, in a lot of the questions that were asked and things like this, he pretty much answered the same way I was going to answer anyway, so it came out pretty good.
Yeah.
But, of course, there were a lot of technical problems with that one. But we thought we would talk about, while we got you guys here, or I thought, and also because it is, obviously the holidays are coming up, and for some of us, I guess, they may already be here. A lot of people this month celebrate Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, whatever. And so it is a holiday season right now, and we won't have, maybe we won't have much communication going forward until January. So I figured we would try to get some stuff out of the way. As for the blue screen of death coverage, we had like the BSOD forum on the Windows 7 site, and we had a lot of people contributing to that at one point. Now it's sort of like no one really knows. A lot of people are posting, but not a lot of people are responding to those threads.
It's because the reason for that is because the guy, Usama, John,
right.
Basically, I just leave it to him because the man's a demon. He eats them for breakfast. And,
right.
It's. I mean, obviously, if I see one that's been left for, well, I answered them in the 8 forum, but that's because they left a while. But normally, this guy, he comes along, and if he sees them, woof, he does them. I mean,
it's important to mention he is a Microsoft MVP as well.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I've talked to him about being on the staff, and he's
has been interested.
I think he wouldn't mind as long as he didn't have to do anything.
Well, I think you would just have to moderate and stuff, but when he sees it, we don't really ask much of.
Well, I don't think he's really, he's a very busy guy. I mean, he's got his own website and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you've only got to see his posts. I mean, they're fantastic. I mean, there's so much work gone into each one. I mean, the guy...
Right, I see that he's responding to, like, every single one. That was my concern. It's like...
He's a demon. He's a demon, honestly. I mean, right. And also, I mean, I'm nowhere good at answering BSODs like he is, but he leaves me to it. I get on with it, and also I can go to him and ask him questions. He's fantastic, and he'll give you such a fantastic answer as well. I asked him a couple of questions once, and the answer he gave me, my God, it was just incredible. And he's very humble. He try and help anybody. Really not.
Yeah, his analysis and stuff is just, it's off the hook. He even includes like the proper way to display it and everything.
Have you ever seen his website? Have you ever seen the website?
No, I haven't been to it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Corona?
It's
no, or something like that. John Corona, yeah.
That's his name, yeah. But he runs.
Is that his personal site, or?
No, he runs this alongside. There's one or two.
Is that Cis Native?
Yeah, Cis Native, yeah.
He runs this. He's in charge of that site.
He's part of it, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, of course I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I like that site.
Yeah.
I think that's a great one. The people there are friendly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the main dudes. Yeah.
Yeah. Corrine from Security Garden is always on there. I see she's on there now. Yeah, there's a lot of Microsoft MVPs that use that site, and for
I use that site.
Yeah. Surprisingly, there's not that many people that are on it, but
I use the tools, but I don't post on that site. No, to be honest, I feel totally humble. I wouldn't dare even to bother. You know what I mean? These guys are experts. I'm not an expert at debugging by any stretch. I can sort of get along, but I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I've had a lot of the BSOD tools installed on my system, and I've tried doing the debugging, and some of them are easy, but then you get into areas where like, okay, what is this? And then you have to really have.
But the thing is, it's the same for everybody. That's the thing. That's what, because I used to think, oh God, I can't work this out. What's going on here? But the thing is, it's the same for everybody. And it's just that some BSODs, you just can't work out from one. Some of them you can, like you say. Some of them are dead easy. It's there, back. But some BSODs you just can't. You need more than one. And it's probably over a collection of them you finally track down what it is. But yeah.
Right. I'd love to know. Well, it's probably the basic stuff people use in general. But I wonder what software that the Susama uses for Usasma or whatever uses for his debugging and stuff. I should ask him.
Just the same as us, really.
Yeah.
And of course, they've also got a very handy little site which is called, which is the where is it?
He even on his site he's got like a list of drivers.
That's it. That's what I was just about to say. The drivers. Yeah, I use that a lot. Yeah, the driver reference table. It's so excellent. I just use Control F all the time. And I can go through the BSOD, look down the driver stack, see if I see any drivers that's sort of like really old or obviously weird. I can just right click them, copy them, take it to that driver page, Control F, search, and bang, it tells you what it is. Whether it's a possible BSOD cause, all sorts. Oh, it's just so good. It really does help you.
Right. Yeah. In that way, he very similar to Saltgrass. Never really wanted to be a moderator because he didn't want to be like biased. He said, he said if he became a moderator, he would feel that he had a certain bias towards the website, which I felt that's not really that true. But I respect that idea that you want to maintain some sort of third party, like independence,
sure.
Like from or whatever.
Yeah, you can respect it.
Yeah, it's sort of like, well, he's contributed a lot, I must say. it was just too bad. Like, a lot of the main people who were involved there are sort of not really involved anymore.
There was another guy called General Heinings who used to contribute, but he seems to have disappeared for a week. I mean, if I thought it was, suffering, I would jump back in. It's only because I've been concentrating on the 8 forum recently.
8 forums, yeah.
I haven't really I haven't been in the 7, apart from keeping the update section up to date. I haven't really been in the 7 forum much at all. I didn't even see the post for the meeting until yesterday.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, so,
the thing is, we've I threw that out there. I wanted to see if we could get some of the people who weren't at the past meeting to be at this one, but Mitchell is here, but Mitchell, you were at the last meeting too, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Although of course it counts that you're here. Thank you. I just don't, it's hard to get Captain Jack and
Woosh is here as well, isn't he?
Oh, of course, yeah. Woosh has been at every meeting. He hasn't missed a single one ever. I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's never missed one.
Yeah, I don't think I have actually. It's a shame you can't get someone like a Cybercore in the water cooler, but he was that rare breed. He used to contribute.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that are interested in contributing, to their own credit, they're doing themselves and the people around them a big favor. It's too bad that Cybercore kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. But at the face of the internet. Yeah. Well, who knows? I'm reminded. Who was it? Was I gonna say Sergeant Pepper? Sergeant. What was his name? Well, anyway, he had cancer and he announced it on the off-topic forums.
Oh,
that was kind of sad.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who was that?
It was, well, now we can't forget. I have to remember. Hold on one second. Who was it that said that? It was very, It was one of those moments where I was like, oh my goodness, this is like,
we haven't heard anything.
What a terrible thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to search on it.
Master Sergeant or something, wasn't he?
Okay, yeah, I remember a guy called something like that, yeah.
Super Sarge.
Super Sarge, yeah.
That's Sergeant Pepper. I don't know what the hell am I talking about? Yeah, his name is Super Sarge. He wrote that he had cancer, and I think that was like his last post.
That's it, yeah.
And he got a huge outpouring of support from everybody, but, yeah, I hope he's alright, That's all you can really say. You gotta hope that the guy's okay. And I guess you could say the same thing for Cybercore.
Yeah, we don't know, do we? Yeah. I know he was paranoid about anyone finding out where he lived. He had this idea that I was trying to track him. I never even crossed my mind, and...
No, we would only do that if we were requested to by, like, law enforcement or something.
Where he got that, but... he had all these weird conflicting ideas in his head, and, he just went stranger and stranger, and eventually disappeared, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like paranoia, Howard Hughes kind of thing,
yeah.
I don't know.
He could speak 3 or 4 languages though, couldn't he?
Oh yeah, he was very well educated. This is why I couldn't understand this paranoia, he was a complicated, complex person, yeah.
Yeah, well, it takes all sorts.
Well, the thing about running an online site, you have like a certain amount of communication with people, but if they do decide to disappear and they don't really give anybody a clue as to what's going on, you can't, there's nothing else you can do about it, unfortunately. There's nothing else you can do, but yeah, hopefully they're both all right. I must say, as far as the Dell program, this Jesse at Dell, we're still working with them, and there was a good question at the last meeting somebody asked, well, isn't it promotion to, it was V that asked, isn't it a promotion to have his name, or have the big Dell logo under his name? Well, yeah, the answer to that, I don't think it came out clear, I'm not sure if it did, but the answer was, I had to put that there to make sure that people really know that this is a verified Dell support agent, and, had to color code his name, make sure that people actually know that he's legitimate, because anybody could basically say that they work for Dell, and so just wanted to make sure that that was prearranged in advance for him. He's actually made 16 posts, which for free technical support directly from Dell, it's not that bad, you can't really complain about it. As far as how effective his responses have been for people, that's still very hard to gauge, I mean, he's giving, from what I've looked at, he gives some pretty sound advice. A lot of the answers that he has have nothing to do with promoting any Dell products, and we made sure that that was the case when we went into the agreement with Dell. And Jesse is like, he's a great guy. He's from North America. It's not an outsourced.
I saw some of his posts actually. Yeah, he looks like he's doing all right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he'll send you, like if he knows you may have a defective Dell part and stuff, he'll send you to the spare parts department or give you a phone number to call. So he does deal with things that way.
It's very handy, isn't it? Really,
yeah, it's very nice. And, like I had said at the previous meeting, a lot of the computer hardware manufacturers are suffering due to the recession and stuff, I guess. And so for them to have like a presence on our site, they also have a presence on a couple other sites that they chose. It's pretty nice of them to do that, I think. I don't know how long that'll last, or but it's a verbal agreement sort of thing. There's no money involved or anything, and they're just sort of placed him around to help people out that have problems with Dell products. So that has worked out pretty good. Yeah, I had been invited to Dell World 2013. It was like some conference or something. It was sent out the day that I could have gone. It was sent to me, unfortunately, because they're so busy or whatever. They sent it to me that day. I had to respond that day. I don't know what would have happened if I responded. How much of it would have been, they would have paid for me to go or whatever, I don't know. But I missed out on the email, I didn't see it, and of course I responded, but it was too late, but whatever. But yeah, in general, Dell has been pretty good with that stuff. And of course there's the MVP Global Summit 2013. I imagine I probably won't be going this year just because it is fairly costly to go, although usually Microsoft is pretty good about lowering the hotel fees and stuff. But it's just a little bit too much, I would say, to go this year. I don't know if
they've just did a British one, and I didn't bother going.
Yeah, it's not that I wouldn't enjoy it, it's that I would have to, it would cost a lot of money, so... Yeah. And it's kind of like, well, there's a lot to be learned, but I can't really... The thing is, they put you under this non-disclosure agreement again, which is, you can't even disclose.
Yeah, can't discuss anything, yeah. Well, that's like most of the updates I get through the emails, everything's got an NDA on it, you can't say anything.
Right. I mean, you can't even take pictures of the buildings and stuff. So it's pretty bad, like as far as, like obviously my goal for going there would be to report back, like anything interesting.
Yeah.
But I can't, so there's sort of like no real, unless just for my own benefit, there's really no reason for me to go. But, yeah, and it's the jet lag going all the way across the United States. It really is a big trip for a couple of days. Just to be there for a couple of days, it's an enormous kind of headache sort of thing. But yeah, it's fun, and the people there are friendly. But it's just, But if anybody else wanted to go, you should get in touch with me. Even if you're not an MVP, you sort of might be able to go if you have the money for the hotel and for the travel. You might be able to go as representing the site or something like that. So any moderators or anything that wanted to go, I just thought I'd throw that out there. I doubt anybody interested, but if they were, I might be able to get you in to that, but I don't know for sure. I would have to contact Jake at Microsoft. Randy. We were going to talk about Randy, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, Randy is no longer an admin on the site. Unfortunately, there was a big discombobulation with what happened. I guess everybody here already knows what happened, but after we were going to have like a conference call, and like everybody said they were going to show up, nobody did. It was actually like a conference call with Microsoft, and he had been on, but then he signed off, and this happened, that happened. And then I was extremely concerned that he was not responding at certain times because, like, there were times where I really needed his feedback and stuff, and he just wasn't around. And he started feeling like, I think, that he was obligated to do this. And I expressly conveyed to him that he was under no obligation at all to do anything. Like, you guys aren't really here. You don't have to be here at all. You don't have to be in this meeting at all. So, I mean, you can hang up at any time. So, it was just like, I didn't want him to feel that way, and that was the last thing I conveyed to him, you know, that you don't have to, you don't have to be a moderator or an admin if you don't want to be. But I felt like there are some things where if you say that you are going to do something, then you really should. And that was really one of the things that really needed him to be there, but he wasn't. But it's unfortunate. Hopefully Randy still end up somehow using the site, or still will keep in touch. But it wasn't like the first time that there was a disagreement, and I feel bad about it, but I can't reverse that. You know, it's sort of like you can't go back and change the past or anything, you know.
Has anyone been in contact with him really since?
Yeah, I've spoken to him recently. You know.
I haven't myself.
How is it? Yeah, I messaged him about how we had thought that there was some instability with Windows 8 regarding what was it? There were some issues that both Ross and I discovered with the system file integrity. We would check it, and like we both found that there were errors, even though there was no problem with the file system. But he never responded to that, so I don't know. Yeah, how is he doing, by the way?
He's good. He's good. You know, he's good. He's just. I think he's just removed himself from the equation. That's all.
Yeah.
I think he got, at the end, I think he was forumed out, you know. It's one of the times where you either take a break or you just quit, and I feel like, you know, maybe he felt like there was too much pressure on him or something.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my fault, I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
I'm going to have to shoot off. I'm sorry, guys, to leave it at such short notice. I'm getting it.
All right.
Yeah.
No problem. It is late.
All right. Have a good meet, the rest of the meeting, guys.
All right, Woosh.
All right.
Let's get
All right. Take care now. All right.
See you later, man.
All right.
Take care. All right. Well, on that note, did anybody want to bring up anything else, like any concerns? This V had a lot of questions and stuff. I didn't know if any of you guys wanted to talk about anything that seems like it's a pressing matter on either site.
Not there.
No.
No.
I thought we would try to promote the Windows 7 forums, make it look a little bit better in 2013 January. Try to bring back some of the old style that we used for some of the original theming, not change it up too much, but make it look a little bit better. Of course, depending on when vBulletin 5 is released, that could change things a lot. But yeah, I'm looking into doing that now. There's not that much to be changed technically right now. Everything sort of has fallen into place. It seems like the people that are using Windows 7 are fine with it. People that are using Windows 8, and maybe not so much, I don't know. Yeah, I was hoping that we would have some other contributors coming in, but we don't. But
Pat's just messaged me, and he sent it about 20 odd minutes ago, asking me if there was a meet on tonight.
Oh.
And I just sent a message back saying,
it's sort of wrapping up, yeah.
Well, no, I sent a message. I sent the message 10, 15 minutes ago. I forgot to mention it, saying that there's a meeting underway, but.
Is there anything he wants to add? We could still dial him in real quick.
He's not around now. I don't know where he is.
Whatever. All right. Well, at least he sort of tried to come into the meeting. I think Captain Jack is tied up. We know that Adam's Apple One has some major medical problems, I should say. Shouldn't be really, no reason to talk about stuff that's not anybody's business. But yeah, he's having some medical issues. And then there's, of course, Captain Jack. He's busy. I think it's matter-of-factly he's running his own site now. Not only that, but he's in another time zone, so it's very difficult to get a hold of him. So
yeah, I see him on Facebook all the time, posting links to his site. 6 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 21 hours ago.
Who's that? Sorry, who's that?
Oh, Captain Jack.
All right.
Yeah, he's always and I don't know if those are automated. I doubt that they are. I think he's actually posting them himself. He has really started his own site, and it's become like monstrous with tons of tutorials and articles and stuff. I don't know who else is working on it with him, but it seems to be a very commercial enterprise and so forth, and he may be busy with that for the majority of the time that he's around. Whether or not there's obviously there's nothing I can do to bring him into the meeting. So, unfortunately, I moved the meeting to 7 because I had hoped that we could get him on to see what he thought. But I don't know what the time zones are in India anymore. I used to have them memorized. I used to work for a company that outsourced document imaging and indexing to India, and if I remember correctly, around 4 p.m. is midnight or something, so I don't know. In East Coast time, it's like midnight there, 1 o'clock or something. So hopefully he'll at least listen to this or something and get something out of it. I don't know. But, if there's nothing else to talk about, I guess that's the end of the meeting. Unless, Mitchell, do you think we should change the Windows 8 site around right now, or do you think we should just leave it until vBulletin 5 comes out?
Well, I think we could leave it at least until we get, Christmas and holiday season over with and whatnot.
But I think the forum thing, we could address that.
Yeah.
In the next couple of weeks or days or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah.
Should definitely be probably top priority.
I think so. Yeah, that's definitely confusing. It's just there's too many. It looks ridiculous. The goal was to actually have a category for everything, but obviously that doesn't work too well, does it?
It's just a bit confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's sort of it's almost like too much information when you launch the page. So, well, unless there's anything else. Congratulations to Medicted60 for winning the Ask Us Anything.
Yeah, congrats.
Thing. He's the only one that did ask us anything besides Mitchell, but Mitchell can always ask us anything. Everyone can ask us anything, actually. So. I don't know what this promotion was about, but yeah, it was definitely nice that he did ask a question. Unfortunately, not many others did, even though they had the opportunity. So yeah, hopefully I send him out a free T-shirt and something from Steam, as well as
Lucky boy.
as well as Stardate. I think it was Stardate we were going to give out if he wanted it.
Yeah.
It depends on if he wants it or not, but yeah. So I'll send him a private message and see what he says. But yeah, I guess that's it then. Well, thanks guys for showing up.
Okay,
I don't know what
no problem.
to say.
I'll talk to you, or I'll talk to you guys over the next few days about forums and whatnot.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for staying up late, Ross. I appreciate it.